Vermilion here. This will be the Metal Gear Solid 3 European Extreme Guide for Xbox. Most of this can be taken and put onto PS3. There are some differences between the versions. I will not be talking about anything like PS2 version. So before we start anything, few things I gotta talk about. Number one, I am streaming this on Twitch. So if I'm talking to something in chat or whatever, that's why. And what else? That's about it. If anything else comes to it, then we'll go back to it. Next up, we're gonna talk about the options and everything. Let's go to options. None of this really matters. It's up to you. I personally like keeping all of these. Camera mode doesn't actually matter because we're gonna switch that in game. Brightness adjustment doesn't matter because you want to make sure your monitor is pretty bright in general. All right, so before everything, I'm gonna be teaching you guys how to play the way I play. Everyone has a different play style. I'll go through a lot of different strats, but a lot of the things in this game come down to how you play it, your style and everything, and you'll understand when we go into it. So when we start the run, we're gonna pick new game. You can put new game plus. It is slightly different, but for this case, we're just gonna go new game. When picking all these options, you can technically pick MGS1 or MGS3. MGS1 won't give you camos, and MGS3 will give you camos. That is important to the game later. I'll tell you guys why later down the run, but we're gonna go with MGS3. Because you're gonna need to understand why, and then we'll go into European Extreme. So here we go. You're just gonna mash.
After the end of World War II,
after this monologue, you're gonna just mash A.
East and West. This marked the beginning of the era called the Cold War.
So for codecs, you want to hold Y. It's the fastest way to codecs in this game. So you just hold Y during every single codec. Oh, another thing too is I highly recommend that everybody who watches this guide watch Major Zero's Very Easy guide first. I would highly recommend everyone start on Very Easy first. It helps you build a good foundation to getting better at this game, and overall, it just really helps. Like a lot of things, I won't be covering the really basic stuff covered in that guide. So yeah, okay, I will link that guide in the description as well. By the way, so. This room starts, okay? I recommend for most of the rooms in this game to switch cameras to this camera, the Snake Eater camera. It just makes a lot of these rooms a lot easier. I switch between different type of rooms, but for this room, I like using this camera. So for this room, there's actually two things. You can either crawl under this tree, or you can climb, go over here and climb up this hill. I personally like climbing up this hill a little more. I find it to be a little faster. It doesn't really matter that much. You either just pick whatever side you want. But here you're just gonna roll up this hill, and you're gonna roll up this hill again. And then you're gonna roll down this hill. You don't want to slide down that hill. Go over here, mash Y. Take a few steps, and you're gonna grab the satchel. Hold Y to skip this codec. Once the codec ends, you want to just mash A to get the codec. Alright, so you're going to roll up this hill right here, and roll up again. Just, if I'm not talking about anything, you're just going to follow the way I go. Roll up there, there's like a tiny hill. I like to roll above it. Gonna roll up this hill up here again. And for these crocodiles, you want to just walk over their heads. Roll over here, walk over this crocodile's head. Then you're gonna do one more roll over here. Roll again. Then roll again. Alright, so this is the first thing I'm gonna teach you. So when you aim in this game, right? First person. So I'm holding right bumper. If I pull my gun comes out, right? When you're in this stance like this, you can do something called lean. So if you hold left trigger, you lean to the left. If you hold right trigger, you're leaning to the right. Very important because sometimes you don't want to get shot or seen past a wall, so you want to like lean past a wall, so you can shoot somebody. But the most important thing I'm going to teach you guys here is this thing called tiptoes. So if you hold both triggers at once, like this, Stick will stay on his tiptoes, and he will aim pretty high. You let go, and if you notice, I'm like, if I let go, I'm standing back down. This is really important because we're gonna do a lot of headshots in this run that require you to stand on your tiptoes, because the headshot won't be high enough. If you notice, and it's gonna be coming to affect the next room. So we're gonna roll into this codec right here. So right here, you're gonna see like the screen's like kind of like, you know, we're starting to transition, right? The loading trigger is actually like right here. It's like biased towards the left. So you want to make sure you roll into the left side of this loading trigger like this. Dude, that's scary, man. Okay.
Snake,
so you're gonna skip this. So you're gonna hold Y and you're gonna skip this codec. Okay. So this is really important. Okay. So this is the first room where you're gonna do the thing I called tiptoesing. Okay. You're gonna do something called a quick headshot, and you're gonna be using it a lot in this run. And the way you do it is you auto aim by holding the shoot button, which in this case is X. Then you're gonna go first person, tiptoes, let go of X, and that should headshot this person. So I'm gonna show it to you really fast. So we stop right here, this tree trunk, like that. Let me do that. Let me do that again so I can show you. Thankfully, MGS3 has a really fast reset button. But yeah, so I'm gonna walk up to this tree trunk. I stop like right here at this tree trunk. You're gonna hold X, tiptoes, shoot him. I'll show you one more time, just to make sure you guys understand. If you're ever curious, you can look at my buttons. You can replicate it on the PS3 version as well. It's just replace the Xbox controller. One more time. Alright, there you go. Like that. So right here, this guard, you're gonna shoot him, and then you're gonna shoot this guard as you're running, and you're gonna roll into him. If a guard has a trank in him and you roll into him, he will automatically get knocked out. If you don't do that, he will not get knocked out. You would have to headshot him. So in this case, it's easier just to run up to him, shoot him, and then roll into him. Like so. Okay, and then this next card is pretty weird. You want to run into him, but not too far to the left or he'll spot you. You want to bump into him and then roll into the load zone. You don't want to... You don't have to trank roll him. You can do that if you want to, but I'll show you what you're supposed to do. And then I would roll one more time after that. So I would roll there and then roll again. So here, I'm going to reset this room really fast. I'm going to show you how the room would be done as fast as possible. Or on a normal run. Like that. Aiming your gun at this guy. Trank roll. You know they're up this hill. This is not an actual hill. You're gonna roll. You're gonna bump into this guy. Roll. One more time. There you go. That's how the room is done. This next room. This next room is pretty difficult, in my opinion. It can be kind of tricky. I have trouble with it a lot in my runs. It's because how the aiming on Xbox kind of works. You can't really adjust your aim that well. So the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna jump off this hill, roll off this hill, and then you're gonna trank roll the next guard. I'll show you right now. Do this. Trank roll. Okay, and then now there are a few things you need to know here. So I'll just show you. So you want to be headshotting these two guards right there. You see them right there? They're right here, right? The best thing you can do is find a visual cue that will help you do a tiptoes headshot. What I like to do now is I use this line right there. You can use this line or this line, and you're gonna do a quick headshot like I showed you earlier. It doesn't work anymore, so I'm gonna have to reset the room, but I'll show you really fast. Like that, and then you move over here and you shoot that guy. That's how you do. That's how you would headshot those guys. See, that's the thing. So like, you want to make sure you have a good visual cue. Like, I don't want to tell you that this is the only visual cue you should be using. This is what I like to use. Is this line right there. I will stop Snake right there and do a quick headshot, and then aim over and headshot the other guy. I'm messing up a little bit. So the reason why you don't want this back wall to hit, right, is because there's a guard right here. There's a guard right here, right? He's gonna like start calling it back up if you shoot the back wall, and you don't want the backup to come. If he starts calling right here, you want to shoot him in the head. Like that. If you shoot him in the head like that, you need to haul ass and go over there. And then you want to continue the next one. So yeah, check roll this guy. You can just go over here. Let's go a little closer, actually. You want to headshot these two guards. You don't want to miss, though. Very important. Okay, so this is the most important part. Okay, so right here, right? When I cross over the last line of this room, I'm going to shoot the back wall in third person, and I'm going to roll over the bodies. As long as you roll straight forward, the guard will not see you when he runs over to the tree. I'll show you right now. And then you go over, and this guy cannot hear you. He's actually deaf. He actually can't hear you at all. So when you shoot that back wall, he won't see you, and you can just walk around. And you want to go over and finish the level, finish the room. I'll do a little slower. I'll do a very slow strat. Don't miss. Okay. So like that, you knock them out, and then right as I cross over this last line, I'm gonna shoot and roll in a straight line. Like this. And then you want to just end the level right here, and the room. Roll into the load zone. Okay, so this is the first. This room's pretty tricky. This is the last room of Virtuous Mission that has any guards in it. Okay, so right as the codec finishes, right, you're gonna immediately do a tiptoes headshot, the same exact thing I taught you earlier, and it will automatically knock out this guard. I'm gonna show you right now. Oops, like that. If you do that, it will automatically knock out the guard. That's step one of this room. Okay, this room is actually like pretty tricky. It requires really good movement and really good shots. The tiptoes, you're gonna run over here where I'm going, right? Roll over here. When you roll over here, there's gonna be a guard. Like, here, I'll show you what the guard is. There's a guard like up here. You see him, right? This guy right here. You want to make sure that you're third person locked onto him as you're shooting. So you want to do like this. You see how Snake's aiming at him? I'm holding L1 so Snake's able to move and aim at the same time. It's really important that you're locked onto that guy. So I'm going to do this again. We're over here. Aim at him. You're going to shoot him twice. You're going to go over here, walk a little bit, roll over. And then that's the next step. It's really important that you don't roll immediately after, because sometimes this guard over here to the left will see you. And that'll be really bad. Tiptoes headshot. Run over here. Make sure you're aiming at the guard up there. Wait a little bit. Roll. There you go. That's the next step. Excuse me. Roll over here. Wait a little bit. Okay, now this is the next part. Okay, so there's going to be a guard patrolling this next part we need to roll through. And you have to do a pretty precise roll. You can either take a risky or a safe. I'm going to show you the safer strat for this roll. You want to roll into the guard and immediately go into the next area. So I'll show you right now. Roll into him like that. See, that's more of a direct roll. You roll into him, making sure that he doesn't alert on you immediately. And then you're going to run immediately over here and then there's a cutscene trigger right here. You would roll into that, but I'm gonna show you guys one more time. One over here. You would pretty direct roll, and then you would just roll into this load zone right here, like that. Everything you do in that area has to be pretty fast. If you get a caution while trying to shoot the guy up there, by the way, in the like the high up guy, then you're probably not gonna be able to continue the room. So we skip all the codex and cutscenes or whatever, and we're just gonna roll over this guard, and then we're just gonna end Virtuous Mission. There's not much else to do. I'm not gonna cover like the cure menu. Like I said, I'm not gonna cover everything that's covered in Major Zero's very easy speedrun, because I think most people should be running very easy first. IMO. So you're just gonna do all this. Gonna skip this. Make sure you don't say yes to the save, by the way. Say no. We don't like saving here in speedruns. You're gonna skip this codec. And then this next part is kind of just the same as any difficulty. I like to roll over this log here, like this. If you're not comfortable with this roll, it's kind of tricky at first. You can just what I would do is just I would run around this, roll up this, and then yeah, that's it. So funny thing enough. Okay, so let me show you really fast. So right here, that's where the load zone is at. So you would want to roll right where I'm shooting at, like this. I went too far to the right, but yeah, the load zone's more biased towards the left, so you want to like it's like kind of diagonal like this. Actually, here, let me show you like on camera, like this. Yeah, like this. So you want to roll like over there. All right, now we're coming up against one of the first like major room of the run. So this room can be tricky to learn at first. It is pretty precise. So right now we have no weapons, right? We have no Mark 22. We have no silenced weapons. All we have are stun grenades, and a mic and a knife. Okay. The stun grenades are gonna be your best friend here. Okay. So the optimal thing to do here, right, is you're gonna run to the top left, and you're gonna, the moment you hit the different terrain on the ground, you're gonna roll. I'll show you right now. Like this. Like that. Here, I'm gonna show you one more time. And during your roll, you're gonna menu to the stun grenades. You wanna make sure whenever you do a roll in this game, you wanna do a menu. I mean, in general. So right here, yeah, like you would just menu to stun grenades like that. You're gonna need the stun grenades, and that's the best place to get it because you have to roll here anyways. I'm gonna show you one more time. I'm gonna try to break down every room by like, room by little by little. So run towards this tree. The moment you do it, do that. The roll, you want to make sure you go like more to the right. It makes it easier, but it shouldn't matter that much. As long as you roll where I rolled there, it should work. Okay, now you're gonna equip your stun grenades. Okay, this is the next part. It's really tricky. Okay, so I'm just gonna show you right here. Okay, so this tree right here, you want to go around this tree. The problem with MGS3 though is that the collision on this tree is massive. Let's say I really wanted to go around this tree normally. It can be kind of tricky. I'll show you. Snake's collision box with this tree is massive. So you see like how I move there, like that? That's how big the collision box on this tree is. So you gotta be really careful you don't collide with this tree and like fly up against it. It can happen. Okay. So I'm gonna show you what you're supposed to do. So you go over here, roll in here. You're gonna use a stun grenade here. I'm gonna grab a stun grenade, and you go right like this. The movement here has to be really tight and precise. One important thing is you want to make sure you're going directly to the right. You don't want to go like upright a little bit, or else you're gonna get messed up. Hey, this is not gonna work, I think, if I try to do that strat. Oh, that worked, okay. So yeah, you want to make sure you're going directly right. You don't want to go slightly upright. You don't want to make sure you're kind of like going like this, because if that happens, then the guard will spot you, essentially. And I'm gonna show you the safety strat with this room. If you just don't want to even worry about that. So you go over here. The moment that happens, you just roll. If you roll like that, it makes it really consistent. You probably won't get spotted. Next up, there's a guard right in front of us, okay? In Metal Gear Solid 3, if on certain terrain, if you're cooking a grenade, your footsteps will be silenced. And that's where the grenades come in here. We're gonna immediately after this roll or whatever, you get past that tree or like whatever, you're gonna immediately start cooking a stun grenade. And you're gonna go around this guard. And this guard will not hear you, see? I can literally walk around him, he will never hear me. The other guard saw me though, but yeah. So I'm gonna show you where that room looks like again. I'm gonna do the roll as well. I would recommend at first doing the roll because it just makes it like really easy. Do that. Make sure you go over here, hold right, roll. Start cooking the stun grenade. You're gonna go around, and then you would just walk around. Make sure you hug this this area, by the way, like so. The same path I'm taking. Unequip. Then you can do 3 rolls up here. 1, 2, and then you would roll up here, and that would be the load zone. This room is really precise. Okay, so I'm gonna so the line you take in this room is the first part that's important. Okay, so I'm gonna do the line that you need to do. So okay, never mind, that wasn't it. Actually, I kind of messed up there. Okay, well, let me show you the line if I do it correctly. So you want to make sure you do exactly what I do in this room, which is you do this, hug the wall a little bit, and then you go over here, okay? I'm going to show you guys what happens if you don't do that, or you wouldn't spot you. Watch what happens if I don't take the line I just did. Let's say I go wide, or whatever. See, if you go wide, then that will happen. So you want to make sure your line there is really precise. The line I just took earlier. Like so, okay? Now I'm going to show you the most important part. So our goal right now is to get between the 2 trees with the roll, okay? We want to basically roll out and then roll through the 2 trees. You don't want to be rolling into the 2 trees, kind of. You want to be past the 2 trees. I'm going to show you what it looks like. Do that. Roll over here. Like that. And then that's how the roll should look. So I'm going to do it again. I'm going to try to show you guys what happens if you don't roll between the 2 trees like that. So remember the line we took. So let's show you an example. If we do this, and we do that, that will get you caught. If you get caught on that tree, you will get spotted. You cannot do that. You have to make sure you roll through it. And let's say, I'm going to show you guys what happens if we do an early roll. This is what I used to do that's wrong. Like that. Like if you do an early roll, you can get this weird like falling animation and you will not get it. So you want to make sure you roll at the edge of the hill and then roll through the trees. Okay, now this is important, okay? When you do this roll, you have to wait for Snake to stand up completely and then start moving. If you start moving right now, the guards will spot you immediately. I'm going to show you what happens. You want to make sure you don't get the slide either. You want to make sure you roll at the last possible second, but you don't wait too long, or else that happens. Like so, wait for Snake to stand up, and then you start running over here, and then that's how you do the room. If you have trouble on that room, just pay attention to when I roll out, and when I do the second roll, or how I do it. You can look at my controller if you wanna, if you're curious about that. All right, so that's that room. Next room. There's no guards in here, so all we're gonna do is we're gonna grab the box. This is the most important item in the run, like by far. Roll up this hill here. Okay, so this is what I like to do for this spot right here. If you try to just like run up to this and do that, you're gonna flatten against flatten against this like box or whatever, and you have to keep holding left and pressing the action button, right, to get on top. So what I like to do is I walk up to this, what's it called? Aim at it a little bit, and then what's it called? Press Y. I don't like to flatten against it. Whatever. Then you want to press Y the moment you get on top again, and then you walk up one spot, then you roll off. That's it. Take the box. I don't want to go too much detail into that. So the moment you get into this room, once you're kind of like here-ish, you want to just roll out or get out of the room immediately. All right, Ocelot Unit. This is going to be the biggest gatekeeper for most people doing the run at first. It is very difficult, requires a lot of practice. And I'll try to get through it because it's going to be like a doozy to go through. Okay. So when the moment this fight starts, okay, if you pay attention to my inputs, I'm immediately holding down right and holding start because that will give me a frame perfect pause or like a first frame pause, and I will be able to be in the direction I'm facing. So I'll just watch. Like that. Okay, now you're gonna go to your backpack here. You have to do this before every single Ocelot unit, okay? You're gonna go to items or weapons. It doesn't matter which one you do first. I always go here. Click the cardboard box. And then here you're gonna equip Mark 22. You move down one. Go up one, unequip survival knife. Move up one, unequip directional mic. And then this is important, okay? So if you want to, whenever you want to exit a menu, you press start again. You don't press B, 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 or circle, circle, circle. You want to just press start here, okay? The first guard in this room, you're going to do a tiptoes, and you're not going to headshot him. The first guy in this room, you can never headshot this guard. I'm going to reiterate this. You can never headshot this guard. If you headshot this guy, this room won't work. It has to be a body shot. It can never be a headshot. And it just has to be a body shot, no matter wherever it is on the body. You just can never headshot this guy. So right there, since I held bottom down right, it immediately gave me an aim towards the window. You're gonna hold right trigger, switch to the Mark 22, and you're going to do a tiptoes so you can see this guy. And you shoot him in the body, like that. It has to be a body shot. I have to reiterate this. It has to be a body shot. The moment that happens, you want to be careful here because if you press down at any point right now, you will go into this bed and you will most likely get an alert. So the best thing to do here is you want to just hold left and get out of this room as soon as possible. This fight is really tight. You cannot dilly-dally because all these guards are on like a timer and you want to make sure you're doing this as fast as possible. Okay, so the next thing you're gonna do, you're gonna run down south and you're gonna shoot this next guy. You're supposed to headshot him, but a body shot works. On Xbox, it's really hard to headshot this guy, so I recommend just going for a body shot on this next guard. Okay, after you shoot that guy, you're gonna move to the top right window here, and you don't want to flatten against it. You're gonna do tiptoes again, and you're going to shoot this next guard coming out. Like that. I shot him. That's very important, okay? You don't want to take too long on that shot or else the room won't work, okay? Now you're going to roll to the left here, over these boxes. This roll is pretty difficult, actually. Okay. After that roll, you're going to switch to the stun grenades. You're going to start cooking it, lean out, and throw the stun grenade in this not the exact spot, but like somewhere in this spot so that it will connect, basically. Like that. And I knock on the wall because for good luck. You don't have to knock on that wall. You're going to go over here onto this, past this doorway, but you don't want to go too far. You're going to switch back to the Mark 22. You're going to lean to the right here, and you're going to headshot this guard on the roof.
Where did that come from?
Like so. Okay. Now the next part of this fight is if you did headshot the guy out the window, the second guard out the window to the south, if you headshot him, you don't have to do this. But if you body shot him like I did, you have to make sure he's knocked out, and if he's not knocked out, you have to shoot him again. Like so. You see here, like he's on the ground right there, he's knocked out. Okay, so now you're gonna walk to this exact spot, and what I like to do is I tiptoes here. There are a lot of different like visual cues for this area, I mean for this part, but I always like to just use this, like the little like shadow there. You're gonna tiptoes, you're gonna headshot this guy who's really far. He's really hard to see, but you want to headshot him or just knock him out. It doesn't really matter that much. Okay, I missed him, but yeah, you want to shoot him in the head. You want to just knock him out. Okay, if you shoot him 3 times, you're good. And this guy right here. If you okay, so there's a guy right here to the left. Okay, you're gonna just immediately just press left on the D-pad, hold the shoot button, and it should headshot him. If you don't hear him get knocked out, just shoot him. Just keep shooting him over and over again until he's knocked out. You want to shoot like 3 shots. 3 is like the spot where I'm like, you know what? I think that's good enough. Okay. That's pretty hard to explain, but I'll show you guys again. I'll show you guys what the fight looks like again, and then I'll show you what happens if you mess any of it up. That is a mistake you can make there. I'm gonna show you what happens if you headshot the first guy. None of this will work. You see? Just because I headshot that guy, the room will not work. So it has to be body shot. So we can blow our stuff. Restart. Body shot, run to the left. Go over here. Shoot this guy in the body, it's fine. This guy, he's gonna come out. Roll over here. Equip the stun grenade, lean out. Aim it down, aim like that. Equip the Mark 22. Headshot that guy. Roll out here. Make sure this other guy's knocked out. He is. Go over here. Headshot that guy. And then the moment you get to this spot, like I said earlier, you're going to just make sure you're down here. Press left on the D-pad and it should shoot him. And it should be a headshot. Like that. If you hear that, that means you got a headshot. Okay, so the fight's over. Follow this path. I'm gonna do a roll over here. In the moment I finish when I do this roll, I immediately switch to the box. This is probably the best spot to equip the box at. So you want to do a roll over here and then immediately put the box. Let go. Go over here. Happy New Year's Eve. It is actually New Year's Eve, but I'm going to call this a 2023 guide because, you know, why not? So follow the line I'm taking here. You're going to roll between these 2 trees here, and then you're going to roll below this crocodile, like this. Whenever you do a dive in this game, it's important you don't press any buttons until your dive is finished, because that initial speed boost is really important to getting as much speed as possible. So the moment this speed boost finishes, I'm just going to press A and B. Like pretty fast. You don't have to mash it that fast. Make sure you're just like doing it at a pretty constant rhythm. Because doing it too fast doesn't even do anything. It's really important that you grab these grenades right here, by the way. Right here. You need these grenades really badly. Okay, so now you have to cure this leech. If you don't cure this leech, you will probably not be able to beat the pain. So the leech is just use cigar on it. If a cutscene plays, press B to skip the cutscene, and then just exit the menu by pressing start. There's like a 10% chance that a leech cutscene will play, and it will lose your time. So yeah, it's important. Box up this a little bit. Right when you get to this point right here, you want to roll into the roll into the codec. So like that. Hold Y. And then you're going to walk up this This trap won't kill you, don't worry. And then you're gonna roll over here. And this is, in my opinion, one of the most difficult rooms in the game. Everything you do in this room is extremely precise, because if you waste a second here in this room, the room probably will not work. And it's, at first you'll understand just like how precise it is, because any mistake you make here can just ruin the room. So there's going to be a small opening in the fence to the top right, and you got to make sure you roll into it as fast as possible. I'm going to show you what it looks like right now. Like that. So like that. You want to make sure you roll into this and start crawling immediately. You gotta make sure you get out of the crawl as soon as possible, like here. Okay, so this room is actually mine. You want to follow this line I'm about to take. Hopefully I don't get blown up, but this line I'm about to take will get you through the mine safely. If you're curious where the mines are, they're kind of in the middle-ish and kind of to the right-ish a little bit. So you want to make sure you do this line I do over here. Like that. That line right there will get you so you don't get blown up. After you do that line, there's going to be a tripwire right in front of me. You have to roll past tripwire and immediately do a shot with your gun. Like this. That will distract. That will alert the dog, and it's very important for this room continuing. After that, you want to walk over to this tree. I mash Y because you don't want to flatten up against this tree, and you're gonna want to climb the tree as soon as possible. Like that. Alright. This is important, okay? You're gonna take one small step to the right and then immediately press forward and just mash A. Just so you get off this tree branch as fast as possible. And as I'm falling, I switch to my tranquilizer gun, my Mark 22. Okay, so now we want to use the box, but we can't use the box until we reach this tree to the top of the screen. When you hit that tree, that's when you want to box. If you box earlier, the dog to the right will see you. So yeah, like this. And make sure you get it as soon as possible. Okay, so right here, there's an opening in the fence, right? If you ride that fence right there with the box, it's not electrocuted, so you won't get electrocuted. And there's gonna be a guard who notices you, okay? When that dialogue box disappears, that's when I roll past the fence. That's my visual cue to roll past the fence. And then you want to go over here. And since I did the room too slow, I messed up. It goes to show how fast this room can go wrong. But yeah, I'm gonna shoot the room again. So you want to roll over here, get through this, go over here, make sure you don't get blown up by the mines. Go over here, shoot, mash Y as fast as possible. Do this, switch to MR 22. Box up this hill. You're gonna wait for this dialogue box to disappear as you're riding this fence here. Roll over. Go over here. You're gonna roll through here, and that should. You want to mash X here. Go over here, and as long as you didn't get an alert when you rolled, or the dog doesn't start barking, that means you finished the room, and that's it. And the load zone's like right to the right instead. That's how you do the room. So I'm gonna do the room again. Just see it, because this room's really important to get down on the first try. Go up, make sure you don't blow the mines up. Roll past this, shoot the wall. Move like 1 millistep. Switch as you're falling down. Box up this hill. Wait until the dialogue box disappears. Roll through. I might have waited too long actually. Okay. As long as you don't get an alert as you roll through that's how the room works. And then now you just walk through, and that's how you do the room. If you make any mistakes along the way, you're probably gonna have to reset. So yeah. If you shoot him though, he does run to the tree to the right, and then he'll go on his radio, and he won't hear you, whatever. That's what's supposed to happen. But in this situation, just tranquil this guy. So just shoot him with your tranquilizer gun, and then unequip your suppressor. And it's really important here that what I like to do is I like to unequip my Mark 22 just to make it so you can equip it faster on the next part. Also important, make sure you hug these walls because the guards over here to the right can spot you if you don't hug these walls. And you're gonna roll into that cutscene right there. Like that. Okay, so this is Ocelot. This is a pretty hard fight, in my opinion. So since I unequipped the Mark 22 earlier, if I just tap R2, I'll get the Mark 22 without opening up this menu. And you want to just do an immediate body shot like this. After that body shot, you want to switch to the stun grenade and just mash X as fast as possible. This grenade doesn't matter if it's overhand or underhand. After you throw that out, you're gonna re-equip the Mark 22, and you're gonna press down so you don't get blinded by the stun grenade. Okay. After this is the most important part of the fight. Okay, you need to headshot Ocelot. It's imperative that you headshot him, okay? Like, you need to headshot this guy. If you don't headshot him, this loop won't work, and you're gonna have to do backup. Okay, if you get that reeling animation like that, that means you got a headshot. When that happens, you need this next grenade has to be overhand. You can throw underhand, but it makes the fight a lot harder. So overhand throws is just depending on how long you hold the X button for, like it says here. So what I like to do is I just like to hold it, wait for Snake's arm to like click in place, and then let go. Like that. After that, you're gonna switch to the M1911. Do the same thing where you press down on the D-pad to his face away, so you don't get blinded. Okay, and now this part sounds weird, but you're gonna have to kill this goat in the back. After you kill the goat, you want to land a headshot on Ocelot.
Not bad.
He ran away, but you want to headshot him again, basically. It has to get off sometimes. Whatever. Okay, I messed up. Anyways, that happens if you shoot the goat if you shoot him too early. You want to make sure you shoot him a little later when you're headshotting him there. Or else he will run away. And that could happen. You want him to stay in place the whole time. I'll show you the loop again. Do this again. I like the tiptoes for that shot because it makes it a lot easier. Shoot the goat here. Switch to the Mark 22. Wait for the sound effect. Shoot him in the head. He's gonna shoot me. You want him to shoot at you. Shoot him in the head. Shoot him in the head again. And then one more shot will end the fight. You just use auto aim to shoot him one more time. End the fight. So here's a quick tip for this fight. Okay, so you do this. Stun grenade. Look away. So here's what I like to do. Okay, I do a tiptoes headshot kinda. Okay. If you look at my inputs, I'm gonna hold X. Go in first person. Tiptoes. And then I'm gonna slightly adjust my aim to the left and down slightly, and that will always give me a headshot in this fight. Overhand throw. Make sure you pick that weapon. Shoot this goat. Wait a little bit. So headshot. You hit the hat, doesn't matter. Shoot him in the head again. One more shot will end the fight. It's a pretty tricky fight, but the main things you want to make sure are like you are headshotting him. You know if you're headshotting him if you get the animation. In one fight, one fight. I'm gonna try to end the fight. Okay, I'm gonna show you what happens if you don't headshot him, because this is pretty important actually. Body shot him, stun grenade. Tiptoes headshot, aim down to the bottom left a little bit. Oops. Like that, that's fine. So you say you shoot him like this, right? You shoot this goat, you shoot him. So you shoot him in the body here. You shoot him in the body here, he won't go into that animation again. You want to make sure, like. So here, let me show you fast. So you see Ocelot's health bar, right? If it's not below the quarter, he will not stand still and talk to his Ocelot unit. Okay. The reason why these headshots are so important is you want to make sure that health bar goes below the quarter, so he just stands there. So you shoot him in the head for free. A body shot here will just simply take it there. So you just all you need is a body shot. So just do auto aim and try to shoot him. Auto can be kind of tricky here in this fight though. Body shot again, and then this next body shot will end the fight. Like right there, that would end the fight. So I'm gonna show you what happens if you don't headshot him in the first phase. That makes it really hard actually. So let's say this happens, okay? Let's say I body shot him like this, okay? If you body shot him like that, you'll get this animation here, and you cannot do an overhand throw. So in this scenario, you would just do an underhand throw. You can tell what animation he's doing if you're just by because when you're switching, you're freezing the game a little bit, and you can kind of see how he's reacting, and that will tell you if you got a body shot or a headshot. So in this case, I got a body shot, right? So in this case, I would just throw an underhand stun grenade. Switch to the weapon again. And let's say I get another body shot, okay? That sucks, whatever. So in this scenario... Oh, my bad, sorry, that's fine. You want to just keep body shotting him to get him to that quarter mark again, like I said earlier. And then one more shot with him to fight. So it's actually not that bad of a time loss if he gives you good RNG, but he can run away though, so be kind of careful with that. So I'll show you the fight one more time, how it's supposed to be done. Shoot him, stun grenade. Do this, aim a little bit to like that. The tiptoes really helps there, by the way. Switch to this. He's gonna look her back. Wait for him. Wait for the animation. Shoot him in the head. Oh, never mind. I think I shot him in the body. Actually, this is a perfect thing. Actually, one more shot. Like that. Okay, and this next part is really dark, but essentially you need to grab this animals camo. It's really important that you do. You're gonna go over here. I don't know how dark it is on my screen. On the screen, but like if you don't know the path, just like I don't know, just like look up a video or something if you can't see here. So crawl through this vent. Depending how much ammo you have, you might have to grab some ammo. So in this case, I have 9 shots. You need 4 shots for the next boss, technically. Right here I have 9, so I don't have to grab this ammo. There are ammo packs to the right here. You want to box up this hill wherever. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah. So right here. Okay, let me put the cigar actually. So right here, there's ammo packs. You see them, right? You can grab them if you need to. I'm gonna grab them just for safety for now. Grab the box. Another hill up here. You're gonna roll over here. All right, this next fight is one of the hardest fights in the game, strictly because it's on Xbox and it can be kind of tricky. So I'm gonna tell you the 2 different ways this fight can start. Okay. So you're gonna grab these smoke grenades, and the moment you grab these smoke grenades, you're gonna do this menu. Okay, you're gonna go weapons. You're gonna press up, up, smoke grenade equip, up, up, grenade equip. That's the easiest way to do this menu, in my opinion. Okay. So There's gonna be a life med right here to the right. You see it? It's like right there, right? I always have to grab this life med just for safety because it's kind of important that you have it later as a backup. So what I like to do is I like to roll into it into the cutscene like this. I kind of messed up actually. It's right there, but yeah. Okay, so when this fight starts, okay, you have two options to start this fight. I'm gonna show you what you do on the Snake Eater camera first, because this is how I used to normally do it, okay? So the fight starts, you switch to smoke grenades, you're gonna hold X, and you're gonna go into first person, and then start moving the camera towards the pane. And then when you throw the smoke grenade though, you have to be out of first person. Kind of complicated, but I'll show you what I mean though. Like that. But you see how I'll show you again. This is what it looks like. So you're basically using the first person to aim, but you can't throw the smoke grenade in first person. If you try throwing the smoke in third person, it will not throw like correctly. It's kind of weird, and it might just go into the water. So I'm showing you again. Like that. That should work. See? Okay. I'm gonna show you the next strat though. If you like using this camera more, the subsistence camera, the 3D camera, I'm gonna show you the next strat. So when this fight is starting, you're gonna hold right or whatever. If you're using the regular controls, right? You're gonna hold right and trigger. Like you're gonna hold right and this trigger. Like this. The whole time. I'll show you right now. If you do that, it will give you like the perfect like scenario. Like if you just press forward and you throw the smoke grenade, it should immediately give you a good smoke grenade. So I'll show you. So you see how the camera locked on as I was doing the menu? That's what should happen. You switch to the smoke grenade and you're gonna move forward. I like to move forward a lot here, but I'll show you. And that should work. Like that. That's how you do it. That's how you do it the other way. I'll show you one more time. This is just the start of the fight, by the way. You see like that. That should make it so the beads don't hit you. Okay. Anyways. So I'm gonna start talking about the fight. This fight comes down to a few things, okay? The first phase, you're gonna throw the smoke grenade, and you want to shoot him 4 times in the head. The aiming can be a little tricky, and this comes out of practicing a lot. But essentially, you want to shoot him 4 times in the head. I'll show you what happens. Okay, after that 4th shot, you're gonna switch to the grenade, and what I like to do is I like to grab the ammo behind me. So I like to hold L1 and while cooking the grenade, like this, let go, and then you throw it over there and he'll blow up. When you throw that grenade, he's gonna do like an X. He's gonna like cross his arms, right? That's the perfect time to get a headshot on him. And then after that, he's gonna reel up a little bit. You wanna adjust your aim to the up slightly, and then you're gonna headshot him 2 more times, and then you're gonna headshot him 1 more time. One more shot to end the fight like that. Okay, that's the end of phase 1. Okay. Phase 2 is tricky, so I'm not gonna do any quick reloads for this fight, just so I can show you how you would do it, like, if you were just starting out, okay? The same thing again. It's the same thing as last time. It's just, you're gonna have to do 2 phases if you don't quick reload. Headshot him, aim up a little bit, like I said. Headshot him, headshot him, headshot him, headshot him. 1 headshot. He's gonna get a grenade, he's gonna get that again. Throw the 1 more grenade here. And then 1 shot end the fight. Yeah. That's about it. So right here, you're gonna re-equip the Mark 22 suppressor. You're gonna need that. Gonna go over here. Kind of standard stuff. I will say though, the pain requires a lot of just like precise shots. Like you want to make sure you're just headshotting him a lot during the fight. So you want to box up this hill. You're gonna box up that next hill. Roll over here. Roll over here. Okay, so this is the river. You want to be immediately be holding up, forward and X, okay, to get swimming as soon as possible. You know my inputs. I'm holding forward and X. Make sure that your camo index at the top right is always at 19%, and you want to hug the right side of this river. That's the way I would do it. Hug over the right. Make sure you don't get spotted by the lights over there. Make sure you're doing that. Okay, once your auction's about to be done, like around here, press your Y. It will immediately send you up. Go down again. Mash X and Y again. And make sure you're hugging to the right here and you're still at 19%, or else this guard will see you. It's really bad. And then you could get an alert. I've gotten an alert here before. So make sure your swimming is good. You don't die. Okay. This next area is pretty important, okay? So I'm gonna immediately do a quick headshot on this guard. This will knock him out immediately. And now you're gonna switch over to the M1911, okay? There's gonna be 2 sets of barrels you're gonna blow up. They're pretty tricky to see, but all that's important is you blow them up. That one and that one. Go over here, do a dive, wait for the dive to finish. Go over here. Press Y, get out of the river. Now you're gonna switch to the Mark 22 here, and you could. So there's a few things here. Okay, there's ammo over here. You usually don't need the ammo, but you need these stuns really badly. So you need stun grenades. You're gonna get the Mark 22 bullets. There are smoke grenades right here. I'm gonna grab them just to show you if you need it later. But yeah. This next room, warehouse 1. Let me try again. That should not happen.
Here. We found signs of enemy infiltration. Commence. What happened? What's going on?
Like that. That's the easy strat for the room. You don't have to do anything else, but yeah. That's the easy strat. You can do that strat if you want to. I got an alert the first time. I guess you get an alert there. That's never happened to me before in my life, so that's the easy strat. You have to make sure your movement here is kind of clean. And do this. Make sure your roll there is clean. My roll there is super clean. Make sure you're kind of like going down towards that guy, or else it won't work. And you're gonna roll into this guy as well, and that's how you do the room. So I'm gonna show you guys some things that can happen in this room, and what you can do. There are backups for this room, but usually I think the best thing to do is just to take the time loss and reset the room. So I'm going to show you what happens if you don't roll up the stairs correctly. So this happens, okay? If that happens, this room's fucked. You can't do anything. Like you cannot finish that room. It's probably not going to work. There are ways to save it, but I would not recommend it. I recommend just resetting. Here's nothing happens, okay? So let's say you do a really bad rollout like I did earlier. Like, let's say you do like this, okay? If this happens, you want to go in the box first, and then roll up into this thingy, and that should work. And it should work. The only problem the reason that didn't work is I took too long to do that. But if you get a slow rollout, you have to go into that guy with the box first. I'll show you one more time. right here, I can just immediately go in here.
What happened? What's wrong?
Like that. And that will get you to the room. Key things to note. I'll show you really fast. This is I'll show you guys the room one more time, and this is a key thing to note, okay? So I'm gonna go over here, whatever, blah 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 blah. Roll through here. Okay, so when you do the roll here, as long as you get on the stairs in the box, it should work. The room should work. If you do not get on the stairs with the roll here, it will probably not work. So even if you're at the really bottom of the stairs, like slightly, and you're like boxing up the stairs, it should work. I missed the roll though, but yeah. As long as you're hitting the stairs, as long as you roll into the stairs at any point, you should be good. But yeah, I'll just do this room one more time. I don't want to talk about this room too much. It's a perfect rollout.
What happened?
That's good. Make sure you always like aim kind of low here, because if you go too far up on that second guard, then your roll won't hit him. Anyways, yeah, that's it. Alright, so here you're just gonna equip the box. There's gonna be a trap here. You want to stay clear of this trap, stay left here. This. Roll here. Roll into crawl here. That's where the load zone's at. There's gonna be a guard to the left here. So what I like to do here is I like to switch to the 3D camera, and then you have to hug this part of the wall. I'm gonna show you. Also, this dog will run you like this. Make sure you get this line. There's gonna be a guard right here. You want to make sure you headshot this guy. Really easy headshot. You're gonna roll into this area here. I switch this camera here. Okay, so what you're gonna do here is the moment you roll here, you're gonna go to the Mark 22 and unequip the suppressor. I like to do it here, but yeah. And this is really important. Okay, so in this game, you see where that the vent is to the right of me, right? If you use the D-pad and just hold right when you're right next to it, it will get you through the vent faster. Instead of just like going into it. Instead of like turning over there and going into it. It's really simple. Okay, so you're gonna get up here. Okay, so the moment you hit this first shadow over here, that's when I like to switch to my switch to the scientist outfit. Right there. I'm gonna switch to the scientist outfit here. Okay, this is really important, okay? When I hit this ground right here, I'm gonna equip the box and I'm gonna equip the box and unequip it as soon as possible to reset the guard's AI. If you don't do this, I'm pretty sure you will get sent to the lab. Like in the cells. So you want to make sure you do this, but not too slow or else you'll get an alert. Like that. Okay. Next area. So I like to use the 3D camera for this spot. This part makes it easier for me. Okay. Then follow here. Go over here. And I like to have the box here. So right here, I'm holding left. If you hold left here, you will go down the stairs and the 3D camera. Go over here. You're gonna grab the 6 sprites over here, by the way. What I like to do here is I just like try to ride into this corner here, and it should open the door. This door can be a little tricky. If you do that, the door goes through. Make sure you're going through this part really fast. This guard right here, you're just gonna bump into him to reset his AI. Go over here, and then you're gonna roll into this codec. You're gonna roll this cutscene. Okay. Leaving the lab. This next part can be a little tricky, okay? So I'm gonna go through here and just explain why, okay? There's a predicament here, okay? This scientist right here in front of me knows I'm not a scientist, so he'll alert on me, right? Unless I reset his AI somehow, okay? There's a good way to do that, though. If you're in the box, the AI, the guards, the scientist will never, ever alert on the box, ever. Even if you're running right into them. The problem is there's a guard to the left here. The guard will alert on the box. So you have to find the sweet spot. Here, let me reset it really fast though.
You're not supposed to be here.
You have to find the sweet spot where you equip the box late enough so this guard will not alert on you. But you also don't want to do it too late, or else the scientist will also alert on you. So you want to find the sweet spot. You don't want to do it too early, or else the guard will see you, and then like all this will happen. So just what you're gonna do here is you're gonna follow what I do here. You're gonna go over here, equip the box here, and then that should do the room. That's literally it. It doesn't look that hard, but it is very tricky. It is very, very, very tricky. I'm gonna show you what happens if he messes up, and then I'm gonna show you the fail safe, like the easy strat if you don't want to learn this. So this is what happens if you do the box too late. That's what happens if you do the box too late. The scientist will alert on you and you can't do anything. I'm gonna show you what happens if you do the box too early. The guard will alert on you. Next up, I'm gonna show you what happens if you take a bad line. There's a line you take here, and if you don't take the line correctly, then you'll get an alert here. Like, let's say I get caught here. Like that. You get an alert there. So, like, you want to make sure, if you're doing this strat, to be really clean with your movement. And then I'm going to show you the easy strat if you don't want to learn this. There you go, that's a strat. Okay, next time I'm going to show you the easy strat. God. This is the easy strat, and all you have to do, you don't have to learn anything. So everything I showed you here, you don't have to do this if you want to do this strat. Slightly slower, but free. So you go over here, you're gonna bump into this scientist, and you're gonna ride this wall. That's it. That will get you through this room, and you don't have to worry about anything. Easy room if you do that strat. Kind of tricky if you do the normal strat. Okay. So you're gonna just go over here. I have to be behind the box here. You want to make sure you unequip the box here, though, or else the guard will alert on you. Alright. Here, I'm holding down left and holding start. You're going to switch to the animals camo. Very important you have this. You need this camo for the rest of the game, basically. Or for the rest of the early game. And then you're gonna immediately walk over here. Make sure you don't go to the right of this pillar or else you get spotted. Re-equip this. And you're gonna roll out here. Now this next strat is pretty simple. The moment this room starts, you're gonna just shoot. You're gonna shoot this weapon. And then unequip it so you can stop the relay animation. And you're gonna just continue with the room, so watch. Gonna roll over here, and then the moment you roll over here or climb up, or it doesn't matter, but you need to re-equip the suppressor. Now you want a good angle on this guard. This is a perfect angle, actually. You need to just shoot this guard 2 times with 2 tranquilizers, and it will make it so when you cross him, he will get knocked out. So just watch. And then you want to put the stun grenades. See that? Shoot them twice, boom, boom. And then you're done with the room. I'm going to show you one more time. And then we'll continue. This room isn't that tricky, it's just... Yeah. I'm mashing shoot. Unequip. Re-equip. Suppressor on. switch to stun grenades. It's imperative that you have the stun grenades on immediately, by the way. And you want to make sure you're kind of hugging this wall, and then you climb over, and you crawl over to... Roll over to the next boss, which is the Fear, which is a pretty simple fight, but many things can go wrong. So the fight starts, you want to run over here, go over here, use fake death pill. Okay, now this is important, okay? So this part... So this... You want to revival pill right as he's coming towards you. The way I use is I use a visual cue. You can find a visual cue for yourself. You can use an audio cue with the music or whatever. I like to use a visual cue. The moment I see the visual cue of him like kind of snapping back into place and moving, that's when I'll revival pill. And then you want to hold right, throw the stun grenade, and you want to cross over, and then that's how you would finish the fight. Okay, so here, like I said, you're going to go over here, to the right, you're going to roll over here, fake death pull. The moment, so I use a visual cue here. The moment I see his hand kind of go like that, that's when I'll hold L. And when he's walking towards me, you revival pill. And the moment the revival pill happens, I'm holding right on the D-pad and just mashing X as fast as possible to separate it out. That will stun him, and all you have to do is walk to this trap, and then that will end the fight. If it doesn't end the fight, you just either A, equip the Mark 22 and start shooting him, or start shooting him with the M1911. That's it. So I'm showing him the time. You want to go over here. Make sure you're kind of over here. If he spawns on the top left, like over here where I'm looking at, I want to see him do it. Never mind, he doesn't do it. Like this. That should be good. Hold right, mash X. And the moment that happens, you just run into this trap and just end the fight. I want to see if I can get him to do a... Uh-oh. I want to see if I can get him to do a bad spawn, because sometimes you can spawn in a kind of weird place. In that case, you want to delay it a little more. That's how I would do it. Like this. This is good. This is good. This is good. So right here, okay, if he spawns like this, it can be tricky because sometimes he won't die to the trap. So what I like to do is I wait for him a little bit longer, and then I what's it called, revive. So like around here. That's what I would revive. And I'm gonna end the fight here. So I'm gonna go over here, throw the stun grenade, walk past this, switch to the M1911, start shooting him. That end the fight. Easy. Not much to talk about in that fight other than that. Here, your menu is gonna be cure the poison and then equip the sig spray. That should be it. Roll over here, Mark 22, switch to the box. This is the hardest room in the game. Okay, so I'm gonna show you what the room looks like first, and then we'll go into like what's actually happening. Then that's how the room would work. That's how you do the room. So that's how you do the room, okay? So I'm gonna explain to you what's happening in this room. This is the next strat I'm gonna have to teach you guys, okay? So let me go in this other room first. I can show you guys. So in this game, okay, there's a thing called a box headshot, okay? So this is a headshot, right? No, this is a stick shot normally, okay? I need a better visual cue actually. Oops. I'll just do it here. It's fine. Okay. So I'm gonna shoot this wall right here. So you see where I shot? It's like right there, right? Like right there, okay? If you're coming out of a box, right? And you're immediately mashing, like let's say I let go of the box, so I tap left trigger and I start mashing X, the shot will go higher. Let me see. I need a good like shot. Maybe here. Oh, there you go. You can see it now, actually. You see how the shot's a little higher than like the shot I did normally? Here, I'll show you again. Actually, no, it's like third-person shots, like this. Let's see. I'll do this wall. So you see I shot it there, right? Right there. I shot it there. Now watch this. You see how the shot's slightly higher than the last shot I did? That's because in Metal Gear Solid 3, whenever you're doing whenever you're coming out of a box, Snake's aim will be slightly higher in third person. I'll show you one more time. So this is a strat called the box headshot. The way you do it is really simple. All you gotta do is just you gotta be in a box, right? And the moment you wanna do the box headshot, you just let go of the box, so you do this. That's it. And the way that an easy way to indicate where you're gonna aim is if you see the tape on the box, that's like basically your like aiming like laser thingy. Hard to explain, like, but the only things that you gotta know is that Snake's right-handed, I guess, or that he shoots out of his right hand. So like, you want to be to the left. You want to be like kind of to the left of somebody a little bit. That's how I would normally say it. Yeah, fast enough. So I'm gonna show you what the room looks like again. You want to make sure you box over here. You get this guard's attention. Okay, it's really important that you get this guard's attention with the box. And now you're gonna do a clean roll over. If you do an early roll, sometimes he might see you. You do this, and then you box headshot this guy like that.
What's wrong?
And you roll past this guy, and you put the box again, and he won't notice you.
What's that box?
Now it's time to do the room correctly. So you're gonna just do this, ride this. Make sure you land this guy. Box headshot this guy, and then you're gonna go over here. Roll past this guy, and then that's it. That's how you do the room. Okay, now next up, you're just gonna roll past this to get to roll past the codec. Roll over here. You actually don't have to roll over here. And next up, you roll over here. Okay, now this room is on a timer, so you have to do everything here pretty fast. So you're gonna just follow the line that I take here. Over here, it's all the way to the right. Past to the right of this tree. You're gonna roll into this garden. This roll is important. This roll puts him behind the tree to my left here, and he won't be able to see you. This next part's very important. You're gonna have to shoot this wall to distract this next guard. The way you're gonna have to do this is you have to make sure aim Snake is not shaking. If he's, because sometimes he's trying to aim against past someone who's behind a tree. You just gotta like wait for him to stop adjusting his aim, and then just shoot the wall like this, like that. And the moment you do that, you're gonna just equip the smoke grenade, and you're gonna just hold this like that. Once you're past that terrain, you can box up this hill. You don't have to go past the tree like this. You want to go to the right here like that. Let me restart. Actually, I'll show you why. Important. So let me show you the beginning of this room again. This is really important. I don't want to go through it too fast because this room's kind of tricky at first. Roll past this, aim at the wall here. Make sure it aim's not shaking. Do that. Unequip. Now this part's important, okay? So when you get past this tree here to the right, like this tree right here, you want to make sure you move to the right a little bit, or else this guard to the north will see you. Like this. Now these two guards, you have 3 options. Okay, so this first guard's the important. Okay, this first guard, sometimes he won't spot you. It depends on when you let go of this box. If you want to play it safe, you can CQC slam him, which is what I do. I always CQC slam this guard. If you want to do it in a faster way, but in a weird menu way, you can use 6 spray. And his next guard, you would just 6 spray him too. Like that. You're shooting at like the right wall. It's kind of weird. That can happen though, if you do mess up. It has happened to me in runs before, many times. Like that. So you see how Snake's aim stopped shaking there, and I was like looking to the directly to the right wall. That's why it worked that time. You want to do this? Either you want to CQC slam these guards or 6 spray them. 6 spraying them is a lot safer. I mean, a lot easier. Whatever, it's fine. I like CQC slamming them, which is holding, you know, just like CQC slamming them. It's really easy. After that, you want to make sure you equip the Mark 22 and remove the suppressor, and you're gonna unequip it. Box up this hill, roll into the next room. Now this is the end, the boss. This is gonna be a doozy to talk about.
Found that sniper you were talking.
This is gonna be a doozy to talk about, okay? So the end always spawns in the exact same spot every single time. Also, PSA, do not ever remove the arrow from the end. You don't need to remove the arrow. The arrow, so the reason why is because the end spawns in 2 positions, okay? He either spawns in a kneeling position or he spawns in a crawling position, okay? If you remove the arrow, for some reason, he will spawn in a kneeling position. If you don't remove the arrow, he spawns in a crawling position, which is better for us. So yeah, never remove the arrow, there's no point. No one knows why, that's just how it is. The end to the spawn here, okay? You're gonna want to headshot him 3 times, or try to get as much damage as possible. You only shoot him 3 times. So he's a spawn over there. You want to shoot him. You can use the glints of his like sniper scope as a visual cue, like that. That should work. You want to shoot him 3 times, okay? Doesn't matter how much you shoot him, but you want to get 3 headshots. Okay, that was really good damage. Okay. Now, a timer is ticking, okay? When the end is forced out of a room, right? After 25 seconds, if you haven't interacted with the end, and you make noise, right? He won't, he will spawn in the nearest position he can see you. Meaning, after 25 seconds, if you make noise and you're in a position where he can see you, right? He will shoot you immediately. But that's good for us because we can spawn in a position that's favorable to us. So we're gonna walk to this specific position. Right here. So now you're gonna equip your stun grenades, okay? And now you have a few options, okay? You can either A, wait 25 seconds, starting from when you shot him. That's perfectly okay. What we like to do to make it simpler is we do 7 punch kick buffers as like just to waste time. That's all we're doing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. After the 7 punch kick, okay, you are going to throw a smoke grenade exactly where I'm going to throw it. That's not where you want to throw it. Oops. Let me reset this fight. Wait, I can't reset this fight. Uh-oh. Wait. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. I don't have grenades for this. Reset this fight. That's not good. And let me reset the fight, actually. Aim your gun at this guy. Lean out. To the left. Hit him 3 times. That's the worst possible damage. That's fine. Seven punch kick buffers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, now you want to throw the smoke grenade right here. Right exactly where I'm throwing it. After you throw the smoke grenade and it explodes, shoot 3 shots exactly. It has to be unsilenced. Now you switch to your stun grenade. You see his glint over there? That means he's right there. That's perfect. You want to start cooking the stun grenade. The moment you hit this tree where I'm about to hit, like right here, that's when you want to let go of the stun grenade. And now you want to equip the stick spray. Now this is the position I like to get into, okay? I always aim for the end's ass, funny enough, because it's a really good visual cue. The end's hitbox is a lot lower than you would think it is, okay? So this is the combo you're gonna do, okay? This is a combo that you have to memorize here, okay? Punch, punch, sig spray, punch, punch, hold up. I'm gonna show it to you. Hold him up.
Where did you?
Okay, now you want to aim at him? Okay, now the moment I hear his gun get put onto the ground, the moment I hear him put his weapon to the ground, right, I sig spray him. After that, you want to throw a stun grenade at him. Make sure the stun grenade hits him, by the way. You have to make sure this stun grenade hits him or else it will not work. After the stun grenade hits him, you hear that, oh! You want to aim it to the sky so you don't get blinded by the stun grenade. Like this. After that, sig spray him again. Make sure that every sig spray finishes, like it's 2 hits. After that, you're gonna throw a smoke grenade at him. Make sure the smoke grenade makes contact with him as well. Oh no, that's not good. Okay, so after that, wait for the smoke grenade to explode. Wait for the double cough. Shoot. Okay, that's kind of bad. It's whatever. It's fine. Okay, whatever. Let's just reset here. So that's what happens if you do the fight too slow. Throw this. Switch to the sig spray. Aim for his ass. Makes it easier. Hold him up. Shoot the wall. Sig spray. Wait for the gun. Drop down. Stun grenade. Aim up. Sig spray him. Smoke grenade. Wait for the smoke to finish.
I can't see.
You want to walk. Okay. Now you want to walk to this position. Okay. I use D-pad here. The moment I hit that tree and I hit the D-pad, I'm gonna press down on D-pad, right? Go in first person, and you're just gonna sig spray him in first person. Makes it really easy. Okay, after that, depending on how much health he has, I would always recommend this, but you want to do 2 punches and then sig spray. That should end the fight. I'm not gonna end the fight right now, but that's how you would do it. I'm gonna say the same thing. So it's gonna be punch, punch, shoot, punch, punch, hold him up.
How did you?
Shoot, stun grenade, throw it immediately. Make sure everything you do here is really fast. Smoke grenade. Aim at him. Wait for Snake's second cough. Right here. Mash. Okay, if in this scenario, okay, if you don't kill him there, this is the backup, okay? You need to make sure that you are at the northwest of the end here, and that will trick his AI to running south, so it's easier for you to catch him, okay? So I'm gonna go to the top left of him for a bit, and I'm gonna try to like make him go south. Like this. So right there, like that. Roll into him, it's like that, and then you roll into him one more time. That shouldn't fight. That's the backup if you mess up. Or if you don't do enough damage. If the roll won't kill him, you just shoot him a 6 spray on the ground, by the way. And that's the end. After that, you're gonna equip the 6 spray when you roll off this hill, and then this is important, the most important weapon in the game. The Mosin Nagants. After you grab the Mosin, you want to equip it immediately. You can equip it later whenever you want, but I always equip it here because I don't want to forget. Box up this hill, and you're going to fight the hardest boss in the game, the ladder. You're gonna roll into here. There's so much to talk about in this game, honestly. Thinking about it. That's this ladder. So this ladder part, you're just holding up. There you go. Easy. Hardest boss in the game, guys. Roll out. Switch to this. Roll. 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 Roll to the right a little bit here. 6 spray this guy. Switch to the box. Switch to Mark 22. And then all you gotta do now is you gotta go and enter this load screen. Okay, so I need to tell you guys how to do this room better, but that's how the room should look. So essentially, when you 6 spray that guard, you want to make sure you roll pretty fast. And like kind of like to the area I was looking. Excuse me, I was going to. And also it's really important that you don't get hit by the scorpion here. There's a scorpion here, and it can actually sting you. It's kind of annoying. So right here, if you look at the top of my screen, you can barely see it, but there's a scorpion there. Okay, you cannot roll into that scorpion, or else he'll sting you, and you will get out of your roll. Like a watch. Okay, well yeah, okay, well you can roll over him, but sometimes if you roll like into him, he can sting you. So you gotta be careful about that. Switch to the Mark 22, and that's it. And then you equip the box, and you go over there. Okay, so it's just do this. Make sure you follow this line kind of well that I'm doing. Over here, reach the top of this hill. 6 spray, roll, 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 roll. 6 spray. Make sure you equip the silencer on your Mark 22, and you're gonna go into the next room. That's it. Okay, this next room. Okay, I'm gonna pause really fast. The first thing you're gonna do in this room, okay? You're just gonna hold X, and Snake will automatically headshot this next guard. Part 1 finished. Okay. Next part, depending your ammo. So right now, I would definitely do this. Grab this ammo right here. Next up, there's this little like cave here. You need to grab the stun grenades because you need stun grenades to beat the game essentially. It's very important you do not miss those stun grenades. You need those to beat the game, like straight up. If you don't do that, you cannot beat the boss fast. Okay, now next up is a guard up here to over this next little ramp. Okay. There's 2 ways to get rid of this guards. To get rid of this guard, you could either A, take it safe, and just do a tiptoes headshot on him like this. I'll show you. That's really easy, okay? And you're gonna do a box headshot, so line it up, and that's it. Like that. Okay, so this next part, okay? There are 2 ways to do this next part. I'm gonna show you guys the easy way first. Very, very simple way. All you gotta do is headshot that guy. You can do that if you want to. I think it's fine. You can do that. It's okay. We'll talk about that guard later when I come back to the next strat. This next guy, trank roll him. Switch to the Mark 20, the M1911 box here. You want that guy to see you, and you want to blow up his barrels. After that, you blow up those barrels. You want to put the stun grenades, and you want to throw that. Grab this RPG, and then get the mission over with like that. And then you would roll in and finish it. Okay, that's the pretty like. That's what I like to do. But I'm gonna show you guys something else you could be doing. This is the next strat. Okay, so you see this little rock right in front of me. The moment I hit the shadow of that rock, I'm gonna do a roll. And by doing that roll, that will stun this guard in place, because he'd be like, well, who's that? But like, he won't move towards me. Watch. If he says what the immediately, that means that like he's gonna stay in place. And now you're gonna switch to your M1911 and you're gonna do a stun lock on him with your pistol, looking like this. Like that. And that's another way you do the room. And then you're gonna do the same thing I did earlier. Alright, now this is the next important part, okay? So you see right here, this roll you have to do is pretty precise. You want to make sure you roll to the left here so the guard will start moving towards you. But you don't want to fall off the cliff either. And you don't want to do too far away. So like this should be good. Oh no, he didn't move. It's fine. If he doesn't move, you do this. You blow up the barrel. You shoot this guy in the head. You gotta do this fast, by the way, before the backup comes. Sorry. Hit the stun grenades. Throw it to the left of the middle. Grab the RPG, and that's how you do the room. Do this. Maybe no. It's pretty sure it's like you have to roll all the way over there. If you roll like that, how far I rolled there. You blow up these barrels, and then you throw a stun grenade. You want to throw a stun grenade to the left here. That will stun him, and that's how you do the room. Very tricky room. Very, very tricky at first, but once you like understand a lot of mechanics of it, you understand. You'll be able to do more. There are other strats for this room, obviously, but that's the way I always do it, and I'm gonna move on. This next room, okay? There are many ways to do this next room. I am going to show you how I do it first, and then I'll show you a simpler strat that I don't do. But yeah, this next room is all movement, okay? You want to make sure that you're constantly moving in a good line here. You roll over here, put the box here, roll over this little ledge here, right? I know this is important. Okay, so you see that little like orange spot in the middle there? The moment I hit that spot, I'm gonna equip the box for a very short amount of time. That will cause this next guard to the right to come down faster, and he won't see me rolling over. Then you roll, and then you roll again. That's the room. And then you're done. Game, by the way. So this next strat requires you to use an unsilenced gun. So you're gonna go over here. You're gonna distract this guy really fast, like that. Roll over immediately. You're gonna go over here. You're gonna shoot unsilenced gun, which will cause all these guards to do random stuff. Equip the box. You're gonna ride the right of this area. This guard won't see you. And you roll over, and you roll over, and then you roll over, and then you're done. If that happens, then you would just do this. You would shoot the barrel here, and then you would shoot this guy just right here. He's gonna stand still, like that. And then you're just gonna like do this. That's it. Pretty simple. Some nice backups. I'm gonna move on. I don't want to talk about this room for too long, but it's a very tricky room. You should just look at the movement and make sure your movement's crisp on that spot, and you should be good. All right. Next up, we're gonna come to the Fury, and then if the Fury is a boss. He's the hardest boss in the game, but there's a lot of things to talk about for this guy. First things first, don't grab this ramen ever. If you grab it, then your run's like kind of screwed. Okay. Make sure you roll over here above this. It's kind of tricky roll at first. You can kind of be weirded out by it. You roll over here, and then you're gonna roll over here. And then you're going to go over here, you're going to jump down. There's ways to get down this, but this is the way I like to do it. I like to box down here, and I like to do that. We don't grab the ramen because I'm pretty sure if you grab the ramen, then Eva will eat your food, and then she will, whatchamacallit, you won't have food to feed her later. So follow this, okay? Now this is the Fury, okay? This is the hardest fight in the game, and he requires so much to talk about, okay? But essentially, I'm going to say it right now, he just requires a few things. You need to have a headset or a way to differentiate between left and right audio. You need audio to know where he goes. B, you need reaction time. You need to be able to react to where he's moving as soon as possible. 3, you need to be able to quick reload as fast as possible. And D, you need to not be sad when you die. Okay. So the first things first, when the fight starts, okay? You need to use your audio to check which side he's going on, okay? Right here, I know he's going to the right. So I'm going to move. So I always go to this area right here. And then I'm going to switch to the Mosin. And, whatchamacallit? I'm going to switch to the Mosin, and by switching to the Mosin, I can shoot as fast as possible. It's all about reaction time here. I'd like to use audio cue here again. So I know he's at the right side again, so I'm gonna put this. You shoot him 3 times. He blocks over here. He's gonna jump away. You have to wait for the last pulse second. Shoot him again, and then this should be at the fight. That would have ended the fight. It requires a few things to know, okay? So there's a few things you must know when you do this fight, okay? Number 1, if he's charging his jetpack, that means he's gonna charge, like, he's vulnerable. He can't hit you when he's charging his jetpack. Even if you're staring at him in the face, he won't shoot you if he's charging his jetpack. What else? 2, he's gonna have iframes after shooting him for a few seconds, okay? So you can't shoot him in succession after you knock him down. What else? If you knock him down and he starts charging his jetpack immediately, right? You have to wait for him a little bit, or else he will get knocked down after 1 shot, which you don't want. So if you noticed earlier, I waited a little bit to shoot him, and it didn't it didn't knock him down immediately. That's because I knew to wait a little bit. Those are the big tips I can really say, but this fight really comes down to practice, reaction time, and understanding how the fight works. So I'm gonna keep showing you this fight a little bit. He's on the right side again. You shoot him 3 times. You box over here to bait out a shot. Wait a little bit for his jetpack to shoot a little bit. You want him to look at you after that, so he can jetpack more frequently. And then you wait a little bit. These 2 shots should kill him. That's it. Pay attention to where he lands from the audio cues. Like right here, I know he's right side. I know he landed. That would end the fight. Like, it's usually just shoot him 3 times, shoot him 3 times, shoot him 2 times. That's the fight. But like, it requires you to be quick with your reactions. I know you spawned right side again, by the way. Okay, so I messed up. This is actually good. I can show you now. I'm in bed actually. I'm good. If you notice, I'm shooting him pretty fast, but like you can't shoot. You have to be shooting him fast because sometimes perfect every single time. Also, the fire on the ground is completely RNG. So that's an example of when I would lean out. I mess up the shots, but leaning out there helps you out with that spawn really, really hard. Like.
Are you ready for this? My flame suit is ripped.
That would end the fight. Alright. This is the hardest fight of the game, and it requires a lot of practice.
My suit's been ripped.
Very difficult.
Quit fooling around.
There you go, that's a fight. Sometimes he runs away and you mess up and you can get it over with. This sucks. Okay. So that's the Fury. It just requires a lot of practice. I cannot teach someone how to do that fight correctly. It just requires you to play the fight a lot. And yeah. Also, I grabbed a suppressor there. You need to grab the suppressor. It's next to the ladder. You need to grab the suppressor for later. Headshot that guy. That's all you need to do. If I want to play it super safe, I'll just do that, and it's like it doesn't lose much time at all. Like this, and then you go over here, and then you're chilling. Okay, that's an easy strat. The box headshot. So right here, you can't equip the box yet. Make sure that he sees you like this, and you're riding the wall. Now equip the box. You're gonna do a box headshot here, like that. It's a pretty easy box headshot to do. I won't really go into it, but you're just gonna box headshot that guy. This next guy, you're gonna do a quick headshot on. Dude, like I'm gonna go. You see where these boxes are to the top? I'm gonna kind of like go diagonal like this, and I'm gonna quick headshot this guy. After that, I'm gonna. Oh, I don't smoke grenades. That's not good. Okay. I'll show you one strat then. So you're gonna switch to the M1911 after, go in the box, and this next guard will not alert on you. So the reason why this guard doesn't alert on you is because Snake in the box running is a lower priority in this game than for guards than them trying to wake up like one of their teammates. So just make sure that like you're in the box and this guard won't care. And make sure you take a really good line here. Okay, so this is Raikov, okay? This room can be a little tricky, but I'm gonna show you just a really easy strat that we can do. I know I have smoke grenades here. Smoke grenades make it easier, but I don't have any, unfortunately, so I will only teach you guys one strat. So you're gonna go over here. You see that little like line thing to like the right? There's like a little like arch on the ground right there. It's for the doorway to my left, okay? My visual cue is the left of that line. So when I reach this line, I'm gonna lean out, shoot this guard in the leg, box up, and then that's all you're gonna do. You're gonna do that, and then you're gonna grab Raikov, bump into him, grab Raikov, and then drag him to the end. And you have to make sure this shot is a leg shot, by the way. It cannot be anywhere else because the leg shot is the longest one. Zoom in the leg. Go over here. Grab Raikov, and that's it. Very, very simple. Extremely easy strat. And then you just drag Raikov to the end, and that's it. That is the easiest strat I can teach you right now. There are even easier strats. But that's the one I'll teach you. Camouflage. Put the mask. Officer. Now, what I like to do here is I like to roll into this doorway and then equip the scope. And this is going to be the box glitch. I'm pretty sure Major covers this in his guide. But it's really simple. So you hold. So I'm holding up, right, on my stick. Next up, you're gonna press left trigger to equip the scope, and then you're going to press left a little bit, and then you're gonna switch to cardboard box. And that's it, and you'll get the slide. After that, I re-equip the scope, let go, and then you're gonna go over here and go to the next part. So this next part, I'm just gonna hold up. I'm buffering up input. You do this, and then you want to aim for this door here. Really simple, not hard at all. Just make sure you're aiming at this door, and then you could switch to the cardboard box, and you'll slide into the cutscene.
Sir.
Skip this. There's gonna be a boss. There's gonna be a save boss here, so be careful of that. Fast. You're gonna grab this fork, and then you're gonna go right to where I'm gonna be, and you're gonna kick this rat. The moment you hear the kick hit this rat, you're gonna press start. The moment you hear that, okay, now you go to cure both of these, and now you're gonna spin Snake 10.5 times to make him throw up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10.5. That's fine. 11. If you want to be safe, you do 11. But yeah, that's all you gotta do. Snake will throw up. You have to grab this rat, by the way. It's very important you do. Go over here to the bottom of this doorway. Now you're gonna do a punch, equip the single action army, and then do a punch kick. And that will knock Johnny out. That's how you do the combo. Very easy. You're gonna grab this. You need to grab the smoke grenade from Johnny. And now what you're gonna do is you're gonna do a rollout, and you need. Okay, no, actually no. Just make sure you have the rat equipped. It is vital that you have this rat equipped, and you have to be. Yeah, you need this rat equipped essentially. Okay, the moment right now I'm mashing the shoot button. Okay, as fast as possible. After that happens, I'm gonna pull a smoke grenade, and the moment I hear Snake pull the smoke grenade, I'm gonna start moving. I don't move immediately because sometimes I get spotted, but you want to make sure your line is good, and you're cooking smoke grenade, and then you go through that vent, and that's it. I'm gonna show you what happens if you don't throw it on the first possible frame. If you throw the rat a little bit later, it kind of like can mess up. I feel like I threw it on the first frame again. Like that. You can kind of mess up. So yeah, make sure whenever you have this rat out, you're just mashing X as fast as possible, like this. Switch to the smoke grenade, wait a little bit, then move. And make sure your line is good, like this. Unequip, and then you're through. Make sure you're hugging this wall, by the way, that I'm hugging right now, so you don't get spotted by these guards to the north. And make sure you re-equip the smoke grenades. This next part's pretty tricky. So you're gonna start. It's hard to explain. Like it's. Make sure you're just aiming a little bit. Like. Man, that should be good. There you go, like that. That should go. Like that's good. The next up, you want to throw a smoke grenade at this dog. And then you want to just do the room. Start shooting it. like, do this. It's probably better. Like, that's good. See, like I said, it doesn't have to be that, like, precise. Throw the smoke grenade. That's it for some reason. But yeah, just throw it like this. That's good. And then once you reach the top of this, like, these lines like this, that's when you want to throw your smoke grenade to distract this guard. I mean, distract this dog. And you're gonna roll over here. You roll over here. Mash X. I mean, mash A. Get out. Okay, we're almost done, actually. Thank God. You're gonna go down here. You're gonna go down here again. I have to. Actually, it's whatever. Okay, so you're going over here. So what we used to do is we used to equip the cigar and do damage to us. We wouldn't grab those events, right? We wouldn't grab those rails. But then we found out that, like, in Metal Gear Solid 3, any time in the sorrow does not count towards the in-game timer. So you could be in the Sorrows fight for a few hours and it would never count towards the timer at the end of the game, which we judge it on. So anything you do to reduce your health here is just slower than just going over there and doing something else. Okay. The moment this screen starts turning black is when I start what's it called? Rolling in, like right there. Just when you roll into crawl. So right here, the fastest way to end this fight is to equip the RPG and kill yourself. And then you just revival pill and that's it. Not an actual fight. Roll up here. And then you go over here, and then that's basically it. I like to roll into the cutscene here. You don't have to. But yeah, go like this. Okay, so this is the next part of the run. We're reaching like kind of the endish point of the run, which is good. These next parts are menus, so I'm going to show you what you should be doing every single run, in my opinion. You don't have to do this next part, but I always do. Okay, so at the beginning of the game, you remember I said we like MGS3. The reason why we selected that is for this next camo, okay? It's a camo called Oscam, okay? This camo reduces every damage you take by 1/3. It's really, really easy to die during the bike chase of this game. So we're going to equip the Oscam just to make sure we don't die. And you don't have to do this if you don't want to. But I would highly, highly recommend always equipping the Oscam. Next up, you're going to go to Backpack. Make sure you do this menu first, okay? Make sure you always do the menu for the items first. If you don't do this, the game will lock you out of this menu for a few seconds. So you want to equip whatever you want here. So I always equip a life medicine here if you have one. And then equip cardboard box B. Then you're going to weapons, okay? This is important. Unequip fork, equip Mark 22, unequip single action army, equip SVD, Mosin Nagant, RPG 7, stun grenade, unequip smoke grenade, and equip C3. After that, you're going to press start to exit the menu. Equip the box here. Okay, now this is something interesting about Xbox. The English version, the Japanese version, okay? In the Japanese version of this game, you can't hold up left and press Y. I mean, press the action button to go up this ladder, okay? If you're playing the American version of this game, you can. I don't know why. But if you're playing the American version of this game, go over here and smash Y. It'll work. It's really weird. I don't know. Okay, next up. This is going to be Groznyj Grad Northwest, okay? So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to equip the box, okay? And you're going to follow exactly what I do. So you're going to ride the wheels of this tank to like the north. I'll show you right now. It will distract this guard right here. After about here, you're going to switch over to the Mark 22 and aim at this guy. The moment the first guard passes over this guard I'm aiming at is when you'll shoot at him. Ride this, switch to this, wait for this guard, and then switch to the box, and then these guys won't alert on you. That's it. That's it. That's all you gotta do. Wait for the other guard to cross, and then shoot that guy, and then you're good. Keep the box on for this whole section. Roll in. Y. Quit box. Now this room, funny enough, is actually easier on European Extreme than Very Easy. And Very Easy, you have to do the whole entire room while guards are there. Here, all you have to do is shoot this wall right here anywhere, and there'll be no more guards. I'll equip C3 here with the roll here. Make sure you're in the box for this part, by the way, so the scientist does not alert on you. Hold Y. Skip this codec. Get out of here. Make sure you don't get. Make sure you're not in the. Make sure you're always in the box. Go up here, and then mash, and then you're done. All right, next boss fight, Volgin. So Volgin is a really weird boss because he's really, really easy, but if you mess up, he can be really, really hard. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do when we go in this fight is we're going to run up to him. I'm going to show you right now. So you see this line right here? I'll show you actually. This line right here. When I cross that line, that's when I know I can, what's it called? I can CQC him. You want to CQC him, but you don't want to CQC slam him. You want to CQC grab him.
He's dead already.
Cross the line. CQC him. Push him forward. So I'm pressing forward. I'm holding forward and mashing B. After that, you click the SVD. Shoot him one time. Wait. Shoot him. So CQC shove. Shoot him. And that's how you end phase one. Essentially, you want to shoot him. You want to shoot his ass a lot, and then you want to shoot to end the phase. Next phase, okay? You're gonna do a roll here. Get as close to him as possible. You're gonna shoot him. Wait for this. And that would end the fight. So important things, okay? Let me go to the phase again. So here you're gonna do a roll again, okay? When his arms are across, like when his arms are back like this, is when you want to start shooting him. And you want to wait for him to stop crossing his arms like that, because when he's crossing his arms like this, he has invincibility, so you don't want to shoot him there. And your ammo's kind of low, if you notice. Like, you make sure you're not shooting him in his iframes. So watch. So you do that part pretty easy. Arms. Wait for iframes. Wait for iframes. That's it. See, like you shoot him. Wait for iframes. Like when he stops taking damage, wait. Shoot him again. His iframes. Wait. Shoot him again and fight. That's it. All right. So this next part is Shagohod bike chase. So this part's actually pretty. I can't reset or anything, so I'm just show you what to do. It's all about memorizing where they are. So right here, you want to get as much damage to the Shagohod as possible. Shoot him here as much as you can. Grab the stun grenades. Throw some stuns here. There's gonna be some guards over here sometimes, so I would throw stuns there. The Shagohod's gonna spawn over here, so you want to get as much damage to him as possible. Like this part, you get very little damage, but still like worth it to go for these shots. And now you're gonna grab stuns here. There's gonna be some guards coming out here, so you throw these stuns here. You're gonna grab some stuns. You're gonna throw some stuns here, and you're gonna throw some stuns over here. There's gonna be some more guys over here. Okay, and there's gonna be some guys over here. The only guys that really matter are the guys on the ground, so you just want to throw stuns over there against these guys. After that, there's no more guards in this part of the section of the run. I mean, of the chase. So you just shoot this guy. So you shoot the Shagohod now. Shoot him here. This is perfect spot to shoot him. You want to be careful here. You don't want to shoot him when he's too close, or else you're gonna hurt yourself. That's pretty decent damage for what we have here. You want to switch to stun grenades here. You get ready for the next part. So this next part is you want to like you want to just start. You want to throw the stun grenades at these guys immediately to the left here. Doesn't actually matter too much. You want to make sure you remember where these guys are coming from, by the way. So I'm gonna throw stun grenades like right here and right here. It should stun every group. Nice. I aim at these pipes here, and I wait for EVA to for the guy to show up. Throw a stun grenade. It should stun him. Stuns right here, very important. Stun this. Throw it here. Throw one right here. You can throw one right for this guy. So. I should get everyone. Now this next guard is very important to knock out. There's a guard on the roof with an RPG. I aim at this this radio tower, wait for the tires to screech a little bit, and then throw it. And that should knock out the guard. So aim at the radio tower, wait for the tires to screech, and then let go of the grenade button. There's another RPG guy here that's really important that you knock out. It's the last guard, like right there. You see him, he's like up there. You want to throw that. That should stun him. And then now you want to cook the Mark 22. Or you can also use, what's it called? The Mosin Nagant here. It doesn't actually matter. Whatever you're more comfortable with. And you only want to knock out the shooters. You don't want to knock out the drivers. Alright. Just like that, you don't have to do anything else. Everything else here, you literally just wait. There's no reason to shoot these guys, and that's like, yeah. Yeah, there's nothing about here. We're kind of just waiting for this next part to show up. You can equip the RPG here, because you're going to need for the next part, but other than that, it doesn't actually matter that much. So the next part, we want to do as much damage to the Shagohod as possible. It's really hard because you can't shoot the treads. If you shoot the treads, the fight will actually take a really long time. Cause he'll stay like back, and you will lose time and less damage. So you always want to make sure you're aiming at the middle of the Shagohod. You don't want to be shooting too fast. You want to make sure you just don't shoot the treads. And this could be this could be like a normal speed you do. Make sure that you're aiming at the middle, and that's all you really care about. Just do not shoot the treads on him. I hit the tread, so that sucks. Sometimes you mess up, and that's what happens. You see all that damage I just missed out on because I missed the tread? That's like okay damage. Could be better, but you know, it's really hard to like damage. So right here, you need to shoot these C3s, right? It's always gonna be left, right, the swinging one, and then the back one. So I'll show you. Left one, right one, swinging one, and then oh yeah, by the way, make sure you no scope this, by the way, always. Wait for it to say it's here. Then you shoot. Okay, this is the Shagohod. The Shagohod is a really complicated fight. It's really hard. You're essentially trying for a loop, and it requires a really good first shot on the Shagohod. And if you miss it, you're basically just prone to just doing a casual fight, which is shoot the treads and then shoot the weak spot. So let's try to go for the weak spot. I mean the loop. So I go in first person here. You try to go for that middle spot there. I got it. This should be the loop if I get it correctly. Which is basically just 2 shots and then shoot the tread again. And I messed up, so you mess with the loop, you're just doing a casual fight, so it's literally just shoot the treads and then try to shoot the Shagohod. If you mess with the loop, it's ridiculously hard to get the loop down sometimes. Like that. That should end the fight. I think you kind of understand it. It's really hard to explain how this fight works, but essentially, the way the Shadow Loop works is you need to get that middle shot down in the beginning, and if you don't, then you literally just gotta shoot him in the weak spot and just pray he does not move, and you just shoot. If he starts moving, then you shoot the treads. If it starts lighting up, then you shoot, yeah, him. That's basically all I can really say. The moment when this fight starts, you're gonna be in the RPG immediately, and you're gonna aim down like this, okay? The moment the first tread, like in front, passes over your RPG, shoot. In first person, shoot right there. Because the moment the tread passes over it, you shoot. Now I'm gonna switch to the Mosin Nagant. And you're gonna aim for the head here, okay? The moment this headshot hits, you're gonna switch to the RPG and you don't have to adjust your aim. I'm just gonna press X. You don't have to move your RPG shot at all. It will automatically shoot low, so it'll hit the tread here. And then the moment that shot comes out, you switch to the Mosin and you go first person. You shoot him again, rinse and repeat. And then you shoot him one more time, that would end the fight. And there you go, it's a fight. Easy. Make sure you just follow the inputs I was using. You never have to move your RPG shot, ever. Okay, stun grenades. Here, there's gonna be guards here, stun grenades and stuff. You want to take as little damage as possible in this next room. This is bike chase. There's one part of bike chase that's really, really annoying. That's the reason why we have Oscam on.
There they are. Don't let them get away. Over there. Go get him.
Make sure you knock out these guards too. Alright, so here you're gonna make sure that you use stun grenades here correctly on these guards. Throw some stuns here, stuns right there, and stuns right here. Again, just make sure. These guys should be all be knocked out. Not gonna lie, as long as you stun some guards, that's all that matters. The next area is the only part that matters in this section, okay? So there's gonna be a guy with an RPG here, okay? You have to make sure you knock this guy out. If you don't knock this guy out, he's gonna RPG you, and you're gonna lose so much HP. And you're probably gonna die in the next part. He's gonna be in the back over there. You see him? He's an RPG there. Throw it. We got him. He's like right there. You see where where it's showing? That's where he would be. And you want to make sure you throw a stun grenade there, or shoot him, or whatever. Just make sure you don't get RPG'd. If you get RPG'd, you're probably gonna have to use a life net for the next part, which I do have, but you don't want to use it. Next part, take your Mark 22 and start shooting these guys. And it's really you really just only want to shoot the guy in the middle and the guy on the right. The reason why we don't shoot the guy over here is because he actually crashes into you so often. Like, if I were to shoot him, I'd take a risk of him crashing into me when he's knocked out. Okay, now this is the only exception, okay? If this guy's above me like this and I can't shoot him, you should try to shoot the guy on the left and the guy on the right. Because the guy on the top, you can't shoot him until like the end. Anyways. You can't shoot him until later. And he's kind of mean. Like right here you can't shoot him. I can't shoot this guy at all. Okay, right here, once you hear that, you're probably safe. All you gotta do is I RPG this part. It's pretty easy to RPG this. You can use the SVD as well, but the RPG makes it easier. To this. Okay, that's it. So that section's really scary. That's why we had the Oscam. See, I took 33% less damage. I was probably dead there. This next part, all you have to do is just shoot the guys, the passengers, never the people driving. My aim is so bad right now. I'm gonna put this just in case. I never die here, but my aim is really bad right now. Yeah, you only need to shoot the guys, or you only need to shoot the passengers. I messed up and I shot a driver on accident. The reason why is because the drivers, if you kill the drivers, there's other bikes will respawn, and you don't want that. You want to make sure that no more bikes respawn, and it's just the people on the passenger side are dying. You get better aim anyways. Kind of can avoid that. Alright. We're done with that section. So now we have to feed Eva. It's very important that we do that.
Let me have some more.
Cure. We're gonna cure Eva. In this part, you don't have to escort Eva first, actually. You want to just get out of here as soon as possible. Okay, now this part is really important. So when you're escorting Eva, you want to make sure you're as close to her as possible, so you have better. She takes better lines. Also, you want to make sure that your Mark 22 has a silencer on it as well, because you're going to need it one last time for this run. Yeah, but we're just escorting her. You want to make sure she follows you like as close as possible, or else she will go really weird places. I've seen it before. I know this next room is the last room with the guards, so it's a pretty tricky room, kinda. But you have to understand that since you're escorting Eva, you don't have to go that fast anyways, because she has to wait for it anyways. So there's gonna be a guard to my left here, like strictly north to me, and you're gonna have to headshot him or knock him out. So what I like to do is I come out a little bit. I just shoot him. You want to knock him out, just get him out of there as soon as possible. Escort Eva, press Y. Headshot this guard here. Headshot this guard over here. Headshot this guard over here. Eva's still coming with me, so yeah. After that, you're gonna headshot both these guys. You can shoot them in the body first, and then shoot them. They can't see you past this tree, so it doesn't matter. And then you're gonna wait for Eva at this pond. Okay, the moment she hits this pond, that means that means she's a good line. Wait for a little bit. Now you're gonna walk up over here. So now you're gonna PPK this plant here. That will cause this guard right here to the bottom to start investigating. When he's doing that, you want to headshot this guard here. Wait for this guard to come out. He's gonna come back out right soon. And headshot him. And then that's all the guards have to worry about. There's a guard in the middle. As long as you take a good line, the guard in the middle will not see you. He's hiding in like the grass or whatever. And remember to always send your evo. She takes really weird lines. You can't be too close to her or she stands still. So this guard directly to my right, as long as you don't get close enough, he will not spot you. As long as Eva takes a good line here. Okay, so we're good. So right here, you want to equip the Mosin Nagant, and like, that's it. And I always unequip it. You don't have to unequip it, but I always unequip it. Okay, now this is the last fight of the game. This is important. So the boss is gonna charge us, okay? If you're wondering how you counter the boss the fast or easier, I use Snake's grunt as a audio cue. The moment I hear him grunt, that's when I hold the CQC button, in my case B. That's how you're gonna counter the boss here. So wait for that. Now you're gonna put the Mosin, okay? So you're gonna need to do 2 headshots on the boss here. You're gonna do the loop, okay? It's 2 headshots, CQC slam, CQC slam, and throw a stun grenade in the air. Also, quick thing about the boss: if you try to counter her too early, it won't work. So it's always best to counter her later than earlier. It's never worth it to try to go for an early grab because she can fake you out. So never do that. So here I'm gonna shoot her twice in a row. Here we go. CQC slam. It has to be for the side, by the way. You can't CQC slam her from the front. It has to be from the side. Okay, now you're gonna grab the stun grenade and make sure the stun grenade goes directly up, like all the way up, as much as possible. Face away so you don't get stunned. You're gonna switch back to the Mosin Nagant. Wait a little bit so she loses iframes. Shoot her. CQC slam. After that, you're gonna do the same thing again. Throw a stun grenade in the air. Face away. Wait for iframes to disappear. If you shoot her right now, she'll just not get knocked down. Just shoot her. CQC slammer. And then now you're gonna shoot her 1 time in the head. Walk away a little bit. She'll charge you.
Let's see what you're made of.
And then the same thing. Shoot her, and then CQC slam right here would end the fight. You just slam her at the end, and that's the end of the fight. That's all you gotta do.
Really think I would fall for that? Stop playing dead.
So I'm gonna show you the fight one more time.
Brace yourself. Excellent job.
So I'm gonna directly up. It has to be directly up, by the way. I mean, it makes it easier if it's directly up. You want to headshot her? You don't want to shoot in the arm, by the way. You can shoot in the arm, which happens, and it will ruin the fight. Directly up. Wait a little bit. With iframe, shoot her in the head. And then you gotta shoot her in the head one more time. Walk away a little bit, she'll charge you.
Here I come.
Maybe 2 headshots and that's it. 2 headshots and then a CQC slam. That's it. If you CQC slammed her, it would have been the fight, so.
Brace yourself. Excellent job.
Throw that. Face away. Wait a little bit for the iframes to disappear. Do that, do that. In the air again, make sure it's directly up, all the way up. Wait for it a little bit. See, okay, that's good actually. So I shot her in the arm, which is really bad actually. So now since I shot on the arm, she probably won't charge me, or she will charge me. But it won't end the fight though. So I have to actually end the fight like normal, which is boom, boom, and then headshot her 1 time and that's it. Shoot her in 1 time. It's the fight. Yeah. And that's Metal Gear Solid 3. That is the European Extreme route as of January 1st, 2023. I know I didn't go into much detail about most stuff, but it really comes down to just practicing a lot and like just paying attention to like what other runners do. Yep. We'll get through this. Okay, so for the next part, I'm just mashing. I'm gonna hold up left and just mash A because you want to grab the left gun here and just start shooting Ocelot. You want to shoot out these shots as soon as possible. After this codec, skip 1 more cutscene, and then there's a save thing. And then you mash. There's 1 more cutscene left, and then that's it. That's the run. That's Metal Gear Solid 3. So yeah, hopefully you enjoy watching that. I had a fun recording that, honestly. It was really fun. And if you guys have any questions about any of this part, feel free to, leave a comment, message me on Discord, on Twitter, anything. There's a lot of things about this run that are pretty hard, and all it does is require practice, so thank you guys for watching.